Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news, so folks, hold on tight because the NFL landscape might be shifting in a way that could seriously shake up the AFC East. And more importantly, the Bills' playoff prospects this season. Rumors are swirling around the Indianapolis Colts and their current rebuild, and one potential move could change everything. We're talking about the possibility of the Bills acquiring Quentin Nelson, one of the most dominant guards in the league, in a trade that could significantly bolster their offensive line and in turn their entire offense. Now I know what you're thinking. Nelson, the Colts all-pro guard. Yeah, that's right. The Colts, sitting at a disappointing 4-7, are at a crossroads. Their defense has been leaking points, giving up an average of 26. 5 points per game, and their cap space is roughly around $15 million, which means they're in a bit of a rebuild mode after their recent struggles post-Anthony Richardson's slump. They're looking to rebuild the roster, especially on defense, which has allowed about 3-2 sacks per game. It's a rough patch, and it seems like they're considering moving some assets to accelerate their rebuild. Sources suggest that the Colts are open to trading Nelson, particularly if they can land a first-round pick in the 2026 draft from the Bills. The Bills, on the other hand, are eyeing this opportunity to upgrade their offensive line, which has been a bit vulnerable this season, especially after losing some key pieces to injuries and inconsistent play. With the Bills sitting at 7-4, hunting for a playoff spot and trying to keep their Super Bowl window open, adding a player like Nelson could be a game-changer. What makes Nelson such a hot commodity? Well, for starters, he's a bulldozer, a true human tank on the field. Drafted in 2018, Nelson has been a cornerstone for the Colts' offensive line, consistently grading above 88 on PFF, with a run-blocking grade of 89. 5 and a pass-blocking grade of 87. 2. His ability to dominate in the trenches is almost unmatched, and he's known for creating massive running lanes and providing rock-solid protection in the passing game. Over his career, he's played 120 games and maintained an impressive overall PFF grade of 88. 7 with a win rate of about 82%, and he's allowed only 10 sacks across his 8 seasons. This season, Nelson has continued to impress, with a PFF grade of 89.0, allowing just 2 sacks and 18 pressures over 11 games. His presence on the line has dramatically improved the Colts' run game, which has seen a 15% boost in efficiency, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. His ability to open lanes and sustain blocks makes him a true anchor, and for the Bills, that could mean a major upgrade in both pass protection and the run game. Imagine how this would impact the Bills' offense. With Nelson anchoring the interior alongside Mitch Morse, the Bills could see a significant jump in their overall offensive EPA, potentially around a 20% increase. Sacks allowed could drop by about 15%, possibly bringing that number down from 3-4 sacks per game to around 2-0, which is huge for Josh Allen's protection. This would give Allen more time to make those deep throws and extend plays, especially considering how much the Bills love play action and deep shots. That extra half second or second of protection could translate into more big plays, more points on the board, and a stronger push into the postseason. And it's not just about the pass game. Nelson's presence could also help elevate the run game, which has struggled at times this year. The Bills' rushing attack, which has been inconsistent, could see a 16% improvement with Nelson's run-blocking skills. His ability to create running lanes and sustain blocks could push the Bills' yards per carry from 3-4 closer to 4-2 or 4-3, making the offense even more balanced and explosive. Let's talk about the matchup implications. If Buffalo manages to land Nelson, they could see a significant upgrade in their red zone efficiency, boosting their success rate from around 55% to over 70%. That's huge in the NFL, especially in close playoff games. Plus, with Nelson helping to improve the overall offensive line, the Bills could reduce turnovers, something that's been a concern at times this year, and increase their third down conversion rate, which has hovered around 39%. Improving that to 54% would keep drives alive and sustain momentum. Now, keep in mind, this isn't just about adding a star player. It's a strategic move that could have ripple effects throughout the team. For example, with better protection, players like Dawkins and even the newly acquired pieces could perform at higher levels. The improved protection could also help Allen extend plays, allowing him to find open receivers and make more contested throws, which could elevate the team's big play potential. And speaking of big plays, Nelson's addition could be a huge boost in clutch moments. His ability to win blocks in critical situations, especially against top-tier defensive tackles like V, could be the difference in tight games. Plus, his experience and leadership in the trenches might help solidify the entire offensive line, giving the Bills a more cohesive and reliable unit down the stretch. From a broader perspective, this move could also send a message to the league. The Bills are serious about winning now, and bringing in a player of Nelson's caliber signals their commitment to maximizing their Super Bowl window. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off big time, especially if it helps propel Buffalo past their division rivals and deep into the playoffs. Looking at the Colts' side of things, trading Nelson makes sense from their perspective. They're at 4-7 and their defense has struggled with an average of 26, 5 points allowed per game. Their rebuild is in full swing, and they're prioritizing cap space, about $15 million, and trying to retool on defense and at wide receiver, with Pittman's future extension hanging in the balance. They've also been rebuilding their secondary, and losing Nelson now could free up some cap space and draft capital to accelerate that process. But for the Bills, this is a unique opportunity. They've been battling injuries and inconsistency along their offensive line, and adding a proven, elite guard like Nelson could be the missing piece to push them over the top. With the playoffs approaching and the AFC fiercely competitive, every little advantage counts. The Bills' offense, which has been averaging around 330 yards per game, could push that number closer to 380 with Nelson anchoring the line. Big plays, both in the passing and running game, would become more frequent and the team's overall efficiency would soar. Now, some fans might wonder about the cost. A first-round pick in 2026 sounds steep, but in NFL terms, that's a small price to pay for a player of Nelson's caliber. It's a move that could be justified by the potential upside. A dominant offensive line that can control the game, protect Allen, and create scoring opportunities at will. Plus, with the Bills' current roster, this kind of upgrade might be just what they need to finally break through and contend for a Super Bowl. Of course, there are risks involved. The Colts might be hesitant to trade away a cornerstone like Nelson unless they're truly committed to a rebuild. But if the Bills' front office can get this done, it could be one of those franchise-defining moves. Imagine a Bills team that's not only talented but also physically imposing along the line of scrimmage, able to dominate in the trenches week in and week out. That's the kind of identity that wins championships. In terms of the playoff picture, adding Nelson could be a real game changer. The odds for Buffalo to reach Super Bowl LXI could improve from around plus 900 to plus 600, according to some betting sites like DraftKings. That's a significant jump, and it reflects how much a player like Nelson can elevate a team's chances. With improved protection, Allen would have more time to find his playmakers, and the entire offense would run more smoothly, leading to more wins, more big moments, and a shot at the Lombardi. Looking ahead, this move could also have a psychological impact. It sends a clear message that the Bills are all in, willing to make bold moves to secure their place at the top of the league. The AFC is tough, with teams like Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville all vying for supremacy, but Buffalo's best shot might be to reinforce their strengths and push the pedal to the metal. Now, I know some fans are cautious, wondering about how this will impact team chemistry or cap management. But given the circumstances, an offense that needs bolstering, a division that's ripe for the taking, and a Super Bowl window that's still wide open, this could be a move that defines the franchise's future. The Bills have a talented roster, and adding a player of Nelson's caliber could turn a good team into a great one, with the kind of line that opponents dread facing. In conclusion, while it's still just a rumor for now, the potential of the Bills acquiring Quentin Nelson is exciting. It's a bold, strategic move that could help Buffalo solidify their offensive line, improve their chances in the playoffs, and perhaps even push them closer to capturing that elusive Super Bowl title. The NFL is a league of trenches, and if the Bills can dominate there, they'll have a much better shot at making history. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Nelson would be the perfect addition to push the Bills over the edge? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Buffalo Bills news.